Hawaii is a tropical paradise, a land blessed with spectacular beauty and the spirit of aloha. Dana Ireland was smart, fit, and full of life. She loved the big island of Hawaii. On Christmas Eve, 1991, Dana's life was stolen. She was deliberately run over while riding her bicycle, sexually assaulted, dumped into the bushes, and left to die. A local man confessed to the murder and said two brothers helped him. The man recanted his confession, but no one believed him.
It's like the story of the boy who cried wolf. Once you start to tell the truth, nobody gonna listen.
Crime scene DNA did not match any of the three men, but all three were convicted anyway. It raises questions. Are the three convicted men innocent scapegoats? Why aren't the police pursuing the man who left his male DNA on Dana Ireland? Why was exonerating new DNA evidence locked up by court order and not given to the convicted men? In episode 2, we'll look at the early evidence that investigators found. Eyewitnesses, tire tracks at both crime scenes that matched, and a 1970s Datsun pickup truck. Question: what is the difference between evidence, facts, and proof? There is no difference. The terms essentially mean the same thing and are used interchangeably. During a trial, evidence, facts, and proof are presented to a jury through the testimony of a witness. Jurors are told they are the judges of the facts, or in other words, they are the judges of the evidence. They are to decide two things as to each piece of evidence. First, is it credible? That is, do they believe it? Second, what is the weight of the evidence? How important is it? In this documentary, we will present evidence. It is up to you, the viewer, to determine its credibility and its weight. Direct evidence is usually perceived through the senses: sight, hearing, and smell. It speaks for itself and needs no inference. A witness may say, "I saw Smith fire a handgun. I heard a loud bang, and I smelled gunpowder." This is direct evidence. Circumstantial evidence is a fact that by itself may mean little. But when we apply our common sense and experience, we can infer facts that are probative. The key word to remember is infer. A DNA expert may testify. The sperm DNA found in the victim's vaginal swab appears to be a match to Jones. He cannot be excluded as the donor. This is circumstantial evidence. Based upon our common sense and experience, we can infer there was sexual contact between the victim and Jones. The law does not necessarily value direct evidence more than circumstantial evidence, and vice versa. Within 48 hours of the murder, the police had some good leads. At crime scene 2, there was a bloody blue Jimmy Z brand t-shirt left next to Dana Ireland as she lay dying. The t-shirt did not belong to Dana, but it had her blood on it. It appears the killer left his t-shirt at crime scene 2. At crime scene 1, there were several pieces of evidence. This is a diagram of crime scene 1, the Kapoho Kai Drive and Ililani Road intersection. The diagram was made by Lieutenant Francis Rodillas of the Hawaii Police Department. The diagram is difficult to read. Judges for Justice has asked professional engineer Dr. Jeff Ball of Veritech Engineering to put the police diagram into an easier to view and understand format. You can see the location of a gouge, the point of impact, where the vehicle first drove the bike into the cinder surface of the road. the bike shift handle, Dana's mangled mountain bike, her wristwatch with a broken strap, a shock of her hair, and her left tennis shoe still tied further on. Given Dana's severe injuries, motor oil on Dana's calf, and the debris path, it appears that Dana was dragged underneath the killer's vehicle for about 100 feet. Plus, there was a vicious bite mark on her breast. These facts indicate the killer might have been angry. Who could possibly be angry at Dana Ireland? At both crime scenes, there were tire impressions approximately 8 to 9 inches wide with similar tread designs. This is strong circumstantial evidence. Logically, because of the remote locations and almost daily rain, and based upon our common sense and experience, we can infer the matching tire marks at both locations probably belong to the killer's vehicle. The police took photos of the tire impressions to local tire dealers. At the Western Auto Store in Hilo, the assistant manager identified the American Spirit brand tire as having a similar tread design to the crime scene tire imprints. The American Spirit brand tires, manufactured by Goodyear, were only sold at Western Auto. Western Auto sold 3 American Spirit brand tires with width that could match the crime scene tire marks: 195 millimeters, 205 millimeters, and 225 millimeters. This was important evidence. The police believed in January of '92 that the killer's vehicle had American Spirit brand tires with a width of 195, 205, or 225 millimeters, approximately 8 to 9 inches wide. About 5 p.m., 3 witnesses at crime scene 1 observed a shirtless man. He was driving an older pickup truck. 2 of the witnesses, the location of witness number 1, from about 170 yards away, observed the shirtless man place what they thought was a body into the bed of the pickup truck. Judges for Justice believes those 2 witnesses saw Dana Ireland being put into the bed of the pickup truck. One of the witnesses, auto mechanic Eric Carlsmith, believed the vehicle was a 1974 to 1978 Datsun pickup truck. Police officer Marzo responded to the crime scene, and after talking to the witnesses, he stated that he strongly believed the vehicle described by the witnesses was the suspect's vehicle. The police started stopping pickup trucks matching the description. The lead detective was Stephen Guillermo. He was interviewed by A&E in 2004.
I spent somewhere near the first month and a half stopping trucks and talking to people and taking a look at their trucks.
The pickup truck was one of hundreds of leads that did not pan out. The case went nowhere for 2.5 years. There was a major breakthrough in the case in June 1994. An incarcerated convicted felon by the name of Frank Pauline Jr. confessed to being involved in the crime. He said 2 brothers, Albert Ian Schweitzer and his brother Sean Schweitzer, were also involved with him. This ends episode 2. In episode 3, we're going to see that 2.5 years after the murder, an incarcerated felon comes forward and confesses to the crime. He tells us that 2 brothers helped him in the murder and sexual assault of Dana Ireland.